So, Ma is now in theaters, and this is the latest Blumhouse production movie. It stars Octavia Spencer in the titular role. She plays Sue Ann, and Sue Ann is someone that gets approached by teenagers to buy alcohol, and she's also like, well, you know what? You guys can come back to my place because, you guys are drinking, you're underage, don't want you to be driving, so, come back to my place and, you guys can stay and party and whatnot. Thing is, these teenagers kind of notice that Ma, she's a little unhinged. There's more than meets the eye. And this is a film, I'm not going to lie, based on the trailer, I was excited for it. I really was, because I like Octavia Spencer, and I also like Tate Taylor, the director, who did The Help, which I think is a great movie. Get On Up was good. The Girl on the Train I really didn't like, but I was still nonetheless excited because, again, of the cast, as well as, of course, the director and the studio. So, was the movie good, though? I think it was actually a rock-solid movie. It's not perfect by any means. I'll get into that in the negatives, but I want to say this first. I think this movie did such a good job in terms of building suspense. Is this movie wholesomely original? No, by no means is it. It's like The Gift, Joel Edgerton's directorial debut, meets Greta, which came out a couple months ago. It's a combination of those two movies, and it's just kind of meshed together. And I think it works, though, because as unoriginal as this movie is, when I say unoriginal, I'm saying that the storyline itself, we've seen something along this lines from other movies, but it's the directing that actually is well done. The pacing is well done because the slow buildup really does enhance the characters and the motivations that are going on. Especially with Sue Ann, I think they did a good job with showing the teenager's perspective and then going back to Sue Ann's perspective and understanding both sides with what was going on in the movie. Because again, I'm not going to spoil anything, but I think they did a good job with that. I also think from a technical standpoint, it was fine. The cinematography was rock solid, I thought. I liked the score. I found it to be unique, especially with the genre that's given. And there were a lot of plot points that were really covered on taboo topics, which I liked. I'm always down for a film that covers things that really don't get talked about, and or if they do, it's just kind of like brushed off or just taken like overly serious. But this movie covers certain topics. Again, I'm not going to spoil them because, talking about them itself would be a spoiler. But they talk about certain topics and show certain topics that, again, are just taboo. And the fact that they actually had it and just were like, here it is, and they didn't really like go in depth with it, I thought was really cool, personally. And I also really like the final act. I think the final act will either make it or break it for you. But the thing is also, I feel like a lot of people are waiting for that final act to happen because the trailer makes this movie seem like it's an all-out thriller. It's not. It's a slow build up to that final act. And I think personally it did a good job of getting to that point. But it's not a flawless movie. For one, I think that as great as the motivations were for Sue Ann with why she did the things she did, and Octavia Spencer was just crazy in the best of ways, I think there could have been some more character development with the side characters because I think that there was a lot of interesting things going on with the side characters. I wanted to see more. And that's not to say the movie falls because of that, but I think that this movie would have benefited actually from another 15, 20 minutes. I know I criticize a lot of movies for having 15, 20 minutes too much, but I really do feel like this film would have benefited more of 15, 20 minutes just to flesh out some of the other side characters so that way when the final act happens, you care even more. That's just, again, my opinion. And I also think that the second act, when it shifts from that first act of slow building to the fast-paced nature of the final act, I think it can be kind of jarring, not going to lie with that. But I think for the most part, I can look past it because, again, this movie is bought solely on the fact that you are witnessing Octavia Spencer in a crazy role. And if you are down for that, I think you'll like this movie. If you're also down for a movie to cover taboo topics and also technically be proficient, I think you'll dig this movie. If you are looking for a flawless thriller, definitely not the movie for you. But I would still nonetheless recommend Ma. And that's why, for me personally, Ma will be getting a 3.75 out of 5-star rating. Or, if it was like a hot sauce rating, gets the good old Texas Pete rating. So, that's my rating for Ma. Again, I would recommend it. Now, what I'm also going to recommend, don't watch the trailer. the trailer is misleading in the fact that it's showing that it's an all-out thriller when it's not. It's a slow build movie to that, final act. It's also very revealing with a lot of plot points. Unfortunately, it is very revealing in that aspect. But again, I'm not judging the trailer. I'm judging the movie. But I'm just saying that in terms of marketing, I wish that they didn't spoil certain things. So I would be even more surprised. But nonetheless, still, rock solid film. Thoroughly enjoyed. But guys, let me know your thoughts on Mom. Was it the movie that you really wanted to see? Or was it a movie that you saw and you're like, Again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget the subscription, notification bell, and I'll catch you guys later.